Marcus Jenkins slumped against the wall of the executive bathroom, his mop forgotten beside him as he stared at the email on his phone. His daughter's medical bills had doubled overnight. If you've ever felt like life was crushing you from all sides while you were just trying to do right by your family, this story might break your heart, and then put it back together again. If this resonates with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more stories that remind us of the extraordinary strength in ordinary people. The fluorescent lights hummed overhead as Marcus wiped his eyes and stood up straight. He couldn't afford to lose this night cleaning job. Not now. Not with Lily depending on him. 6 months ago, Marcus had been a senior systems engineer at Tech Vision, pulling in a comfortable 6-figure salary. He had the corner office, the respect of his colleagues, and most importantly, enough money to provide his 10-year-old daughter with everything she needed. Then Lily got sick. The diagnosis came like a thunderclap: juvenile idiopathic arthritis, a rare and aggressive form. The medical leave from work turned into resignation when Lily's condition required round-the-clock care. Insurance covered some costs, but not nearly enough. "You missed a spot," came a voice from the doorway. Marcus spun around to see a security guard pointing at a small puddle near the sink. "Sorry, Dave. Got distracted." Dave's expression softened. "Everything okay? You look like you've seen a ghost." Marcus forced a smile. "Just tired. Lily had a rough night." Dave nodded. He knew about Lily. Everyone on the night shift did. They were a small, tight-knit group, the invisible workforce that kept Axiom Technologies running while the day employees went home to their families. Well, don't let Harriet catch you on your phone. You know how she gets about break times. Harriet Winters was the night supervisor, a woman who ran her cleaning crew with military precision. Marcus appreciated her efficiency, even if her method sometimes felt cold. She had hired him despite his overqualification, and for that, he was grateful. After Dave left, Marcus finished cleaning the executive bathroom. It was his least favorite part of the building, a reminder of how far he had fallen. The marble countertops and imported tiles screamed of excess while he counted pennies to buy Lily's medications. The rest of his shift passed in a blur of mopping, dusting, and emptying trash cans. By 4 a.m., his back ached and his hands were raw from the industrial cleaning solutions. But the pain was worth it. This job, combined with his weekend gig driving for a rideshare service, just barely kept them afloat. As Marcus pushed his cleaning cart toward the IT department, he noticed something unusual. The server room door was ajar, and a faint beeping sound echoed from inside. Curious, he peeked in. The server room was a fortress of blinking lights and humming machines. Marcus had never been inside, janitors weren't allowed, but he recognized the sound immediately. It was an uninterruptible power supply, UPS, alarm, warning of imminent failure. His engineer's instincts kicked in. If that UPS failed, it could take down critical systems. At minimum, it would corrupt data. At worst, it could cause hardware damage worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Marcus hesitated. He should report this to security and let them handle it. But by the time they contacted IT support and got someone on site, it might be too late. The beeping was becoming more urgent. Taking a deep breath, Marcus stepped into the server room. The cool air raised goosebumps on his arms as he followed the sound to a massive UPS unit in the corner. Its display flashed red warning messages. 5 years at Tech Vision had taught him enough about these systems. He quickly assessed the situation. The UPS was overheating due to a blocked air intake. Simple enough to fix, but potentially catastrophic if ignored. Marcus knelt down and carefully cleared the dust and debris from the vents. The beeping slowed, then stopped altogether as the temperature readings returned to normal. He stood up, satisfied, and turned to leave, only to find himself face to face with a tall woman in an expensive suit. "What are you doing in here?" Her voice was sharp, authoritative. Marcus froze. I heard an alarm. The UPS was overheating. The woman's eyes narrowed. You're not IT. You're janitorial staff. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry for overstepping. You just what? Decided to mess with million-dollar equipment? Marcus swallowed hard. I used to be a systems engineer. I recognized the alarm and knew what it meant. I didn't touch anything except to clear the vents. The woman studied him for a long moment, then walked over to inspect the UPS. After checking the display, she turned back to him with a slightly less hostile expression. You prevented a critical failure. But you still violated protocol by entering this room. I understand. It won't happen again. She tilted her head. What did you say your name was? Marcus Jenkins. And you were a systems engineer? Where? Tech Vision. 5 years. I left about 6 months ago. Something flickered across her face, recognition, perhaps. Why are you working as a janitor if you have engineering experience? The question hit Marcus like a physical blow. Pride told him to give a vague answer, but exhaustion won out. My daughter has a chronic illness. I needed flexible hours to care for her, and this was what I could find. The woman's expression changed subtly. I see. Well, Mr. Jenkins, thank you for your initiative, misplaced as it may have been. Please return to your assigned duties. Marcus nodded and hurried out, his heart pounding. He was certain he'd be fired by morning. The rest of his shift passed in anxious silence. When 6 a.m. finally came, Harriet called him into her small office. Marcus, I need to talk to you about an incident last night. Here it comes, he thought. You entered the server room without authorization. Yes, I did. I heard an alarm and... Harriet held up her hand. I know what happened. What you don't know is who caught you. Marcus waited, bracing himself. That was Elena Reyes. The CEO. Marcus felt the blood drain from his face. Not just any executive, but the CEO herself. Axiom Technologies was a Fortune 500 company. Elena Reyes was practically a celebrity in the tech world. She wants to see you in her office at 9 a.m. To fire me personally? Harriet's expression was unreadable. She didn't say. Just be there. After his shift, Marcus picked up Lily from their neighbor Mrs. Gonzalez, who watched her while he worked. Lily was having a good morning, her pain at a manageable level. Her smile, as always, made everything else fade away. Did you fight any dust monsters last night, Daddy? She asked as he carried her to their small apartment. It was their little game. Marcus wasn't just a janitor, he was a dust monster hunter, protecting the world from the evil forces of grime and dirt. The biggest one yet, he said, managing a smile despite his worry. Right in the secret lair of the building. After getting Lily settled with breakfast and her morning medications, Marcus took a quick shower and changed into the nicest clothes he owned, khaki pants and a button-down shirt that had seen better days. He kissed Lily goodbye, leaving her in Mrs. Gonzalez's care again, and headed back to Axiom. The daytime building was a different world, bustling with well-dressed professionals, the lobby gleaming under natural light streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows. Marcus felt painfully out of place as he approached the reception desk. I'm here to see Elena Reyes. My name is Marcus Jenkins. The receptionist looked surprised but checked her computer. Yes, Mr. Jenkins. Ms. Reyes is expecting you. 42nd floor. The elevator ride gave Marcus time to prepare himself. He would accept his firing with dignity, ask for a reference if possible, and start job hunting again that afternoon. Maybe this time, with the CEO of Axiom as a reference, he could find something better than janitorial work. Elena Reyes's office was minimalist and impressive, with views of the city skyline that made Marcus momentarily forget his troubles. She stood as he entered, gesturing to a chair across from her desk. "Mr. Jenkins. Thank you for coming. Ms. Reyes. I want to apologize again for entering the restricted area." She waved his apology away. "After you left, I had our IT team check the UPS system. They confirmed it was heading for catastrophic failure. Your intervention saved us from a major outage that would have affected our Asia-Pacific operations during their peak hours. Conservative estimates put the avoided losses at around $2 million. Marcus blinked in surprise. "I'm glad I could help. I also took the liberty of looking into your background." She opened a folder on her desk. MIT graduate. Patents in network security. Stellar performance reviews at TechVision. And then a sudden resignation 6 months ago. Marcus shifted uncomfortably. "As I mentioned, my daughter. Lily. Age 10. Diagnosed with juvenile idiopathic arthritis. Requires specialized care and frequent medical appointments." Elena closed the folder. What TechVision couldn't provide was flexibility. No. They offered remote work, but Lily's condition requires physical care throughout the day. The cleaning job lets me be with her during daytime hours when she needs me most. Elena nodded slowly. "Mr. Jenkins, I'm going to be direct. Axiom has been trying to solve a persistent issue with our network security infrastructure for months. Our best people can't crack it. Based on your background and what I saw last night, I think you might be able to." Marcus frowned in confusion. "Are you offering me a job?" "I'm offering you a consultation. 3 days of your time, working directly with our security team. If you can solve our problem, we'll discuss a permanent position, with complete flexibility regarding your daughter's needs." The offer was so unexpected that Marcus couldn't find words. "The consultation fee is $50,000, regardless of whether you solve the problem or not." $50,000. It would cover Lily's medical bills for months. "Why me?" Marcus finally managed. Elena leaned forward. "Because sometimes the most valuable perspective comes from unexpected places. You saw a problem last night and fixed it without hesitation, despite the personal risk. That's the kind of thinking we need." 3 days later, Marcus found himself in a conference room with Axiom's top security engineers. The problem was complex, a vulnerability in their proprietary authentication system that left certain data exposed. The team had been chasing solutions for months, implementing increasingly complicated patches that only seemed to create new problems. Marcus approached it differently. Instead of adding layers of complexity, he stripped the system down to its core, identifying a fundamental flaw in the original architecture. By the end of the second day, he had not only fixed the vulnerability but improved the system's overall performance. Elena Reyes watched the demonstration with the security team, her expression revealing nothing until the end, when she simply nodded and said, "Impressive." On the third day, she called Marcus to her office again. "You've exceeded expectations, Mr. Jenkins. Our team is implementing your solution across all our systems. I'm glad I could help. Now, about that permanent position." Elena slid a document across her desk. "Chief Security Architect. You'll report directly to me, with a team of engineers under you. Full benefits, including comprehensive medical coverage for both you and Lily." Marcus stared at the salary figure. It was nearly double what he'd made at TechVision. "The position comes with complete flexibility. Work from home when Lily needs you. Bring her to our on-site daycare when she's feeling well enough. We have medical staff there who can administer medications and monitor her condition." It seemed too good to be true. "Why would you do this?" Elena's professional demeanor softened slightly. 6 years ago, my sister was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Her husband left, unable to handle the pressure. I watched her struggle to balance treatment with raising her son alone. She paused. Axiom should be a place where talent isn't wasted because life throws challenges at you. Besides, it's good business. You just saved us millions. 1 year later, Marcus sat in his home office, finishing a video conference with his team. Through the open door, he could hear Lily laughing with her physical therapist in the living room. Her condition had stabilized with the help of new treatments that their improved insurance now covered. His phone buzzed with a text from Elena. Security audit results came in. Your team's implementation reduced vulnerabilities by 87%. Board is impressed. Dinner next week to discuss expansion? Marcus smiled and typed back his confirmation. He glanced at the framed cleaning uniform hanging on his wall, a reminder of where he'd been and how far he'd come. That night, as he tucked Lily into bed, she asked, "Do you miss fighting dust monsters, Daddy?" Marcus smoothed her hair. "Sometimes. But now I fight different kinds of monsters. Digital ones. Are they scarier?" "Not as scary as thinking I might let you down," he said softly. Lily's eyes grew serious. "You never let me down, Daddy. Not even when you were tired all the time." Marcus kissed her forehead, his heart full. "Get some sleep, sweetheart." As he turned off her light, he thought about the strange path his life had taken. How his lowest moment, pushing a mop through executive bathrooms at 3 a.m., had led to his greatest opportunity. How sometimes, the most important thing isn't where you are, but what you do while you're there. Sometimes, the most valuable skills aren't the ones on your resume, but the willingness to step up when no one's watching. And sometimes, the people who seem invisible are the ones most worth seeing. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Remember that behind every success story is often a struggle we know nothing about, and behind every struggle is a strength waiting to be discovered.